Hey guys, welcome to Thursday, April 2nd. I hope that your quizzes are going well for you with the Google form. If you don't understand something that we're working on, please reach out to me, let me know so that we can work through that. All right, today we're going to talk about triangles. We're going to develop an understanding that the sum of the measures of the angles in a triangle equals 180 degrees. We're going to find the unknown measure of an angle in a triangle. Classify triangles by their angles, right, acute or obtuse. Classify triangles by their sides, equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. And measure the angles in a triangle using a protractor. So, I don't know, this cut off on me. You need your math notebook, pencil, pen, your notes, and a protractor today. All right, you'll definitely want to make sure you get this down. We've got our types of triangles. You need to memorize the definitions. It's really rare I tell you that. On your test, you're going to be asked basically what is the definition of an acute triangle, and you will need to know that it has 3 acute angles. Okay, so acute triangle has 3 acute angles. If we look at all 3 of these angles, all 3 of them are less than 90 degrees. So for it to be acute, all 3 have to be acute angles. A right triangle has 1 right angle. Just 1, often indicated by our little right angle sign right there. So 1 angle is a right angle. And you guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know why all of a sudden this is kind of bent over, but I'll draw it here. I don't know why it's way down there. Scalene has 1 obtuse angle. So like if we look at this one, this angle is clearly greater than 90 degrees. Okay? So on these two, it's just one of the angles have to fit that criteria. 1 right angle, 1 obtuse angle. For it to be acute, all 3 have to be acute. And it's really not possible to have more than 1 right angle in a triangle, and you can't have more than 1 obtuse either. All right. Here we're going to talk about, so there's 2 ways to classify, okay? And in your book, you're going to be asked to use both ways. So the first way is by their angle measurements, and then the second way is by the length of their sides, okay? So equilateral, that word, kind of it's not spelled equal, but like equal, equilateral, 3 sides of equal length. Now, your book's gonna be real nice and give you these little hash marks, and what that's telling you is if there's a hash mark, all the sides with that hash mark are the same length. So equilateral triangles, all 3 sides are the same length. Isosceles, 2 of the sides are the same length. And then scalene, our one here is probably scalene. Okay, so none of them have an equal. So you can kind of see it down there. It's like 1 hash mark and then 2 and then 3 hash marks, showing you that none of these are the same. Okay, that's our scalene triangle. So again, we need to memorize the definitions of these. I want you to pause the video. This isn't all we're doing today, so make sure you come back. You're going to pause the video and do numbers 13 through 18 on page 130. It's really just 130. Make sure to classify the angles according to angles and sides. You should have 2 answers. If you don't have 2 answers on each of these, then you forgot, right? So look at your angle and classify it, then look at your sides and classify it that way. So pause this, make sure you come back because we're not done with our notes. All right, let's go over our answers. Number 13 is right and scalene. 14, obtuse and isosceles. Okay, so let me back up. On 13, there's 1 right angle. All right, that's why it's right. And then none of the sides have the same length, so it's scalene. And you would know that because there's no little hash marks. On 14, there's one obtuse angle. That kind of angle towards the bottom is obtuse. And then it's isosceles. You've got the two hash marks. And then on 15, it's acute. All three angles are acute, and all three sides are equal, so equilateral. 16, one obtuse and scalene. None of the sides are equal. 17 is acute. All three angles are acute. All three sides are equal, so equilateral. And then that last one, sorry that you cannot read that, is right. So there's one right angle, and it's isosceles. That's a hard word to spell. Okay, so if you have questions on that, make sure you let me know. All right, the next part of what we're going to do today is the angle measurements in a triangle. Here's the really important thing you have to have in your notes. You have to know this. If you add up all three angle measurements in a triangle, they will always 100% of the time add up to 180 degrees, which is why I was saying earlier that you can't have more than one obtuse angle or more than one right angle. So here's our steps to finding the unknown angle measurement in a triangle, okay? So if you have a triangle, which we're going to do this in a minute, and you're given two sides, here are the steps to finding that third side that we don't know, okay? We're going to add the total of the two known angle measurements. Make sure you write this down. Subtract this total from 180, and ta-da, that will be your answer. Make sure you write ta-da. Okay. All right, if you need to, pause the video and get that down. All right, so let's write this triangle in our notes. We have 50 degrees, 65 degrees, and unknown, and you can put your little degree symbol up there. So we want to find the unknown angle measurement. All right, so if you go back to what you just wrote down, step 1 is we're going to add the two we know. So 50 plus 65 equals 115. Step 2, we're going to subtract 115 from 180. So 180 minus 115, and ta-da, 65 degrees. Okay? So our unknown angle is 65 degrees. You'll have to do this in your homework here in a minute. So again, add the two you know, subtract it from 180 degrees. Then the other thing you're going to be asked is you're going to be given three angle measurements, and you'll be asked, can these be the angle measurements for a triangle? Well, we're going to find out by simply adding all three together. If they equal 180 degrees, yes. If they don't equal 180 degrees, then no. Okay? So can 55, 75, and 85 be the measurements in a triangle? Could you put those three together and create a triangle? And I think our answer is down below. Don't know what happened to it, so let's just do that real quick. 55, 75, 85, right? 5, 10, 15, which we could honestly stop right here. We'll go ahead and finish it, but we could stop here and say no, because it has to add up to 180, and this is going to end in a 5. But we'll go ahead and finish it. 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. No, because it's 215 degrees instead of 180 degrees. So you'll be asked to do that on your homework. I want you to pause the video and complete numbers 22 through 30. These are on page 131. You do not need to write an equation. I just want to know the unknown angle measurement. Essentially, by adding them up and subtracting from 180, you're doing the equation. I also want you to do 35 through 40. Now, these are a review. So, as a reminder, if it's asking you what is the complement of this, they have to add up to 90 degrees. Complementary angles are 90 degrees or a right angle. If it's the supplement, it has to add up to 180 degrees. So just a quick reminder. When you're done, come back with a pen and we'll grade this together. All right, hopefully you felt good about these. All right, 22 through 30, I believe. Oh, let's start with 22 through 27. We were just finding the unknown angle measurement. Man, I have no idea why I cut that off. Didn't do that in the video 5 minutes ago. All right, so number 22, our unknown is 47, 23, 79, 24, 46, 25, 90, 26, 20, 27, 107 degrees. So again, on all of those, you just needed to add up the two you were given and subtract it from 180. And then on 28 through 30, it was asking us, could these be angle measurements in a triangle? We needed to add them all up. If they did equal 180 degrees, our answer was yes. If they didn't, our answer was no. So 28 is no. 29 and 30 were both yes. And it asked you to classify them according to their angle. So on 29, we know it's acute because it gave us all three angle measurements and all three of them are acute angles, so it has to be acute. On 30, it gave us all three angle measurements and one of them, the 115, was greater than 90 degrees. One of them was obtuse, so it had to be obtuse. All right, and then the bottom part, the review, on 35 through 37, it was asking you for the complement, so it had to add up to 90 degrees. So 35 was 45 degrees, 36, 38 degrees, 37, 62 degrees, 38 through 40, these were supplements. So when you pair them up, they have to add up to 180 degrees, 38 is 155 degrees, 39, 90 degrees, and 40 was 45 degrees. So again, if you have questions on that, let me know. We can do a math help, and hopefully this is going well. Tomorrow we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to talk through quadrilaterals, and we'll talk about the angle measurements in a quadrilateral. And hopefully before I do that video, I will get the projector fixed. All right, guys.